Hey Madden fans, I'm back. I wanted to start answering more questions for the community. Just going to jump right into it. Here's the first one, the big one. Are you working on adding more features to online franchise, notably salary cap and free agency? I think the short answer is yes. The long answer is it's going to be a long time. These aren't easy features. We've dedicated our entire online franchise team to making sure that the launch went well, that the website was working, the iPhone app was working. We really had a lot of stuff on our plate, and so far I think the feature's been received really well. A lot of people are using it, a lot of people are playing games, but we want to keep making it better. We don't want to leave it as is. So the short answer again, I think this is our top priority. If we're going to add anything to online franchise, it's going to be these two features, but it's just going to be a little bit of time. I wouldn't expect it anytime soon. Question 2. Are there any plans to include sliders for online, either online franchise games or normal games? For this year, for Madden NFL 10, no. There aren't any plans, but I definitely think we learned a big lesson this year with our online audience. They're very split when it comes to their style of game. There's a good 50-50 split on how people like to enjoy the game, so I think we've learned a lot of lessons and making sure that customization is king for online players as well as offline. Number 3, any plans to add more auto instant replays, especially on big plays? This is something we're working on right now. I was actually looking at this today and hoping to squeeze this into the second title update. If not, that's going to be a bummer, but I'm definitely going to try and do what I can to get it in there. I realize that a lot of people really want this to happen. A lot of presentation guys out there that want to make sure their game matches a real broadcast, and this is something that we just want to keep tuning the frequency on and make sure it's better. Why don't you have the ability to choose what you challenge on a play? I've been hearing this for years. So, believe me, I want this feature, but I guess the reason it's dropped in priority is that, because of the real NFL rules. When a coach challenges a play, he does pick what he wants to challenge, but regardless of what goes on in the play, the referees will set the play to be correct. So if there's for whatever reason, say there was a fumble on a catch out of bounds or something like that, there were two challengeable events, and the coach picked the wrong one to challenge, it still wouldn't matter. The referees are going to put the play correct to what happened on the field. They're not going to ignore the one blown call because the guy only did the second call. So that's the reason it's been lower in priority. That being said, I still do want to add it, but just because it is a nice kind of extra strategic element. But that should explain the priority for it. Last here, I think there's a couple more. This one, why are there so many restrictions on the Wildcat? I think this should be pretty obvious. The Wildcat, this is the first year that we've had it in Madden. It's quite a different gameplay effect. I know a lot of people were really concerned that there'd be too many exploits, so we did what we could to limit the exploits. We didn't want you to be able to audible in and out of it. We didn't want you to be able to sprint around like crazy in the backfield if you called a play-action pass play. Those were on purpose. So I know people have asked, could we maybe unlock that for offline games against franchise offline games or something like that? And again, that same problem is there. I mean, people play tournaments offline. People do a lot of competitive play offline. So it's opening up that can of worms is just not worth it. So we're going to keep it the way it is. Why is it so hard to get a sack against the computer? So this has just been a tuning thing all year, and something we're continuing to tune for the next patch, the next title update. But with our addition of letting the computer throw during a sack animation, we realized that they get the ball off a lot, and so they throw a lot of ducks and they don't take a lot of sacks, compared to what people want. So this is something we're continuing to tune. Again, this really just stemmed out of that one feature. Whereas a computer would take a sack last year. Now he can get the ball off, and the tuning wasn't made to accommodate that. So that's the big difference. That's it for now. Look for more questions coming up soon. Peace.